Hello. Welcome to the Light Institute meditation here in Galisteo, New Mexico, in this beautiful sphere of the sanctuary of light. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, we divide our meditation into 3 parts. In the first part, we ask our divine higher self to take a form so that we can align our consciousness with our true selves. The higher self is your own inner voice, the intuitive essence of your soul. So you ask it to take a form, and then we're going to draw it into our bodies and sit in meditation. And because we're using these technical devices, you can push the pause button so that you can meditate for as long as you like. Then in the second part of the meditation, we call forth light from the cosmos to quicken us, to expand our consciousness, to allow us to come away from the chattering mind. So we reach up into the cosmos and we draw down a beam, a beautiful beam of white light down to the top of our head and down into our stomach, our solar plexus. This is the center of the emotional body. So imagine how important it is to quicken that and then to laser out that white light out from you, out through your auric field, out into the world, across the world, and back up into the sky. And we just keep doing that. Breathing in, drawing it down, exhaling and extending it out. And that expands your visibility and your purpose. It's a great exercise. In the third part, each week we pick a different theme so that we focus our consciousness on something that is allowing us to extend our higher energy out into the world. And today is the spring equinox in the northern hemisphere, and the fall equinox in the southern hemisphere. I love this because it reminds me that the sky embraces us all. The stars, the planets, we are all embraced by them. And so the equinox is the beginning of change. It's the beginning of a new season. And you know, it's a new season for you and I, for you and me at the same time. We must change our season of survival, of differences, of separation, of violence, into a true humanity. So today we're going to extend energy into our planet, so that through our caring of the planet, perhaps we can begin to see that we can care for each other as well. And so we will ask what color it needs, this beautiful earth, this Gaia, and send light that this change of season comes gently upon us all. If you're ready, close your eyes. Begin with our breath. Breathe in through your nose and exhale slowly through your mouth. As you exhale, your brain will slow into meditative states. Once again, breathe in through your nose and exhale slowly through your mouth. And now ask your higher self, the intuitive essence of your soul, your own inner voice, to take a form for you. It could be a light, or a being, a tree, an animal, even an equation. See what form comes to you at this moment. And now ask your higher self to touch your body where you hold your divine source, your divine essence at this moment. It could be anywhere in your body. So just imagine that your higher self is touching the place in you where you are holding that divine source at this moment. Bring your conscious awareness into this place and begin to breathe in and creating an opening in and out. And now draw your higher self in through this point in your body of spiritual source and sit in meditation. Just push the button to pause. Breathe deeply into your body and imagine reaching up into the cosmos and drawing down a beam of pure white light. Feel it coming down through the top of your head, down into your stomach, your solar plexus, and from there laser that white beam out, stretching out your own energy and lasering that beam across our planet and back up into the sky, the cosmos. And as you breathe in, draw it down again and exhale and laser it out, and just continue to draw it down and laser it out. It will quicken your frequency and enhance your visibility and your presence. Om. Take a deep breath into your body and imagine for yourself our beautiful earth, Gaia, and ask our earth what frequency of light, what color it needs from you, so that in this moment, in this first day of spring or fall, through this shifting of energies through the equinox, that this change of seasons within the earth can be gentle and stable, just as the changing of our seasons as humans could be filled with gentleness and the power of illumination and change. So see what color comes to you when you hold the earth. And that, of course, is the earth and the sky and all of its incorporating vibrations. What's the color that the earth needs through this equinox, this change of seasons, for it to be stabilizing to earth and stabilizing to us? Whatever color flashes into your mind, again, reach up into the cosmos and draw exactly that color down through the top of your head into your solar plexus and laser it out to earth. And feel that color penetrating earth, nourishing earth, balancing the energies of earth, supporting that shifting from one state to another, from one season to another, just as our own inner states are shifting as well. And just continue to draw that color in and extend it out, focusing it on the earth. Take a deep breath into your body and open your eyes. We have a second part of this meditation. It's called Knowing. And each week, people from around the world send questions, things that they would like us to bring forward to uplift us all and to create that sense of balance and illumination. And Alison will tell us the questions that have come for this week.
This week, all 3 questions are from the United Kingdom.
Oh, okay.
The first question is, can we help loved ones after they have passed on who've had Alzheimer's or dementia so they don't get trapped in their lostness?
Oh, what a wonderful question. And it gives me a little giggle because many religions and the imprints that many of us have are that when someone dies, they are still in the same form. And somehow the spirit will continue in that form. When in fact, whether they've had dementia or lost themselves before they pass from their bodies, what does happen is that as they move into higher points, there is a place in the astral dimension that is a beautiful place, a resting place where souls go. Sometimes they are delivered there by beings who have passed before, or loved ones who have passed before, or angelic energies, or something familiar to them. Not always, but sometimes. But at any rate, they arrive in a place of rest. And in that place of rest, they no longer have a disease. Their consciousness is not the focal point of mind anymore. Their consciousness is the consciousness of soul. And so it is an expanded consciousness. It's a place where it's an astral, a higher astral energy that allows the consciousness to sort of review from a spiritual perspective their life and what they were learning and the growth that came to them and all of those aspects. And so the reference to a mind is no longer there, because the link to the physiology is no longer necessary. They have closed down that garment that we are all wearing, which we call our physical body. They've closed that, and now they are coming back to their soul body. It is true that the spirit body could be, the astral spirit body can be still attached for a while there until they go completely into the light. But they are not lost, they are not frightened. And so many times as I've had this gift of conversing with beings that have passed from their bodies, who often, well, initially, because it takes tremendous energy to be able to find the way back to our apparatus of consciousness, of hearing, saying, everything's fine. I am blissed. I am in bliss. I am well. Do not cry for me. And so I want to assure you that actually what you want to do with those who have passed that you loved from Alzheimer's or dementia is to help them to go on into the light. And the way you do that is, we'll do it right now, just to show you very quickly. Just as we were doing before, we reach up into the cosmos and we imagine a beautiful beam of white light. We draw it down to our solar plexus, as we've done before. And then as we extend it out, we imagine that it becomes a moving avenue of white light that is going upward. And we invite them to get on that and to travel upward. And so this is very important. It's mostly important for us because we have been imprinted with that we must continue to pray for them or to hold them as if they were alive and to suffer from the loss of them. No, we feel those things. They do not. And so the greatest gift of love that you could give anyone when they're passing is to feel that you're honoring their life and that you release them now. You help them to be disentangled from all of the karma of the family, of their lives and your lives, and free them. It's graduation for them, and it's graduation for you as well. So let them go and know that their consciousness is beyond anything we could imagine or evaluate in terms of mind. Allison.
The second question is from, says, please, can you speak of the emotional body and the astral body?
Well, both of them are subtle bodies in that you can't see your emotional body. Well, you can see the effects of it if somebody's yelling or fighting or in bliss or crying. You can see the body exuding emotional energies. But the emotional body is like an entity. It is intertwined with the physical body and the mind body. And this is why I have noted in the healing work that whenever there's something that comes out of balance within our physical form, there is an emotional connection to it. And so there is this dance between all of the bodies. Now the astral body is a form. It gives form of sorts to the emotional body. It does that because the emotional body, remember we talked about the center of it is here. This is why little children, when they're upset, they can't eat. And many adults, the same thing, they contract their emotional body when they are emotional. And what happens is that the energy that comes out of us, it comes out of a rock, it comes out of a tree, it comes out of a human, is this electromagnetic field. And that is what we call the auric field. The auric field holds whatever we're feeling and even whatever we're thinking. So there's that dance again. That radiates out from us. And so if we have a strong astral and emotional energies, if they are strong, the energy is flowing out from us and sending messages. You know, people sometimes will say, well, I don't like that person, or I don't trust that person, or I love that person. That's because they're picking up messages that are coming out from the physiological energies of our physical body, through the emotional body and through the astral body, coming out through the auric field and into the astral. The astral plane is in simultaneous space with our third dimension. There's only a thin veil separating them. This is why if you're taking some kind of psychedelic drug, for example, or alcohol, it allows you to go into the astral plane, which has many, many layers. You could think of it like stratification. There's what people call hell and purgatory, and then the resting place after passing, and heavens. There are all these stratification. And so what happens is whatever is actually within your subconscious comes out and delivers you into those streaming layers of the astral. This can be a problem because the ego, which is the outer crust of the emotional body, doesn't take you there when you have changed your bile field through drugs or whatever that is. And so you are caught, so to speak, in whatever astral energy is there. This is why people have good trips and not so good trips. But I must tell you that you do this all the time. Everyone goes out of their body into the astral when they dream or when they're in operations, when something sort of slips them out of their awake state. That's what dreaming is. Dreaming is an astral level of consciousness, an astral plane. And so it's very important when you go to bed to think good thoughts and say, this is for me, I'm resting now, I'm healing now, and know that you're safe. I'm sure that all of you have had dreams of falling or dreams of running or things like that. Those are all astral things that come from the astral body. Now the astral body can be witnessed in the same way that the auric field has colors around it, which are changing constantly depending on what we're thinking. But the astral body actually can look like our physical body somewhat. It's the same form, but of course you can put your hand through it. Yes. So we want to learn to recognize these energy states and these subtle bodies so that we can bring them to their highest potential in terms of serving our lives. An emotional body that is connected to the higher self, to the spiritual body, the ethereal energies, will be filled with joy and peace. And so we want to polish those kinds of vibrations within our emotional body. That's why we connect with our higher selves. So that what radiates out from us is something that is a message that uplifts everyone else. it is also true that if you are depressed or squeezing, afraid, then you are vulnerable to take in astral energies from other people and other places and other energies. And so it's very important to learn how to extend energy out and to really trust that you choose to say, my astral body and my emotional body will send out loving and strong and truthful energies from me. There we are.
And the last question is, I've heard you mention that the evolution of the soul is carried in spirals.
Uh-huh.
Could you expand on this and what happens when we move from one level to another? Thank you, dear Chris. You are great.
Oh, how sweet. Yes, I do always talk about that spiraling energy. In the first place, nature makes almost nothing in a straight line. And we tend to think of our evolution as being something that is in the same way linear. It's a straight line from here to illumination to whatever is above there. It isn't true. And the reason that it's not true is that evolution, in terms of our life forms and our genetics and who we are, our encoding as humans, our species, includes, as we were talking about, emotional energies and mind energies, spiritual energies. So the spiral of evolution is something that goes around, you could imagine it as something that goes around a circle. And here's the way I would describe it, that we've seen a lot, certainly, from the past to today, and hopefully not in the future. But, for example, you might have a person who every day prays or every day has some kind of patterning that is there to help them to feel that they are connecting to the divine source. But, so they do that, they do their practice, but then they go out and yell at their children or dislike other groups of people, or have all these emotional conclusions that are not enlightened. And so that praying or whatever it's doing is separate from the quality of life, what we are living. We have to live the highest. And so what happens is, in order for there to be evolution for that person, they will go around the circle. Now that's a multidimensional circle that includes incarnations of the soul for many, many time periods, let's say. And so they have collected patternings of what they think is true or what they think is good or what they think is bad from all of those. So in order to evolve, we will go around and live through and learn through each of our experiences, and so that each one evolves us to peace, evolves us to compassion, evolves us to oneness, to love. And so the more of these energies that we can access through how we live our lives, the faster that spiral of evolution begins to take place. And around and around and around it goes in that spiraling upward. So remember that, so we go around in what we think is a circle until we've completed or learned these things that are important to evolution, that illuminate a higher truth. And as we go around and we collect those higher energies, it creates that impetus. Instead of reconnecting as a circle, it lifts up, creates that spiraling up and up and up and up. And it's our turn to use our conscious awareness of this to begin to feel that the evolution of ourselves, of our soul family on this planet, of our species, is quickening now, faster and faster. And we are leaving behind the conclusions and the illusions that we have had in the past. So be it.